Hi, I'm Karen. I'm a Reiki Master Teacher, Crystal Healer, and now I'm blessed to be an Oracle Code practitioner. My mum passed at the beginning of December. I was lost. I didn't know where I wanted to go with my spirituality or how to get there. I thought the level of woo, it blew my mind. It has taken me to places that I didn't know existed. It has pushed my spiritual development so far, so high, and it's also helped my grief. So thank you. I have had my mind blown, but in a really good way. Please, if you get opportunity to enroll in this program, you won't regret it. You will be pushed, you will be challenged, and your development will be off the scale. But you will come out the other side a different person, a more confident person, and more confident in your spirituality and your personal growth. Go for it. Thank you.
Good morning, my name's Sarah and I have just recently completed Anne Varney's the Oracle Practitioner course. And the beauty of this course is that you're in it with other like-minded people and you can lean on them for support, practice the lessons on each other. And Anne's always there. We've got a WhatsApp group that we constantly use to get in touch, make suggestions, share content, ask for advice. So you will be supported 100%. Anne has got your back. It is an absolute must.
Hello. It's lovely to be back. I was kind of a wee bit late there. Let me just see. So I stopped sharing that screen. I'm on mute. Oh, 2 minutes. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you for that. I was on mute there. How's everybody doing? We're on live in, let me know where you're from on our YouTube. We're on live and we're also in school. For the people who have maybe are on YouTube, if you haven't got access to the free gifts, you get them over in school. So it'd be good for you to come over here and you get them here. So you get them anyway if you've signed up through the lead, like you mean it lead. So just to be there. Okay, let me just get all my stuff together. We're really excited for this one. Just what the spirit team was showing me. And before we start, a couple of things. I went to my bed last night and this was under my pillow. Certainly didn't come from my pillow, and it was laid there for me. If anybody knows what kind of bird this is, because usually the birds have, there's usually a meaning behind them for me, but I have no idea what kind of bird this is. So if anybody knows, please let me know. This is from the spirit team, by the way. I get these all the time from spirit. They just come out of nowhere in the most unusual places, and I get them a lot under my pillow. And I forgot to draw a card yesterday from my Oracle deck. I just was so excited to get going, so I was. So let me just draw the card for this session. because today, the gate we're going through today is the gate of power. And what we're doing today is we're actually transmuting the hidden wounds that we think that we hide, or unconsciously hide without even knowing sometimes, but they're actually our superpowers, and we're going to bring them forward so we can see that they are our superpowers. So, and usually what happens is if your second gate, the gate of power, is really, it's in the shadow, it's darker, it's on the unconscious. Usually what happens is you'll know by the conscious is because you'll overgive, you'll be prone to burnout, you'll have fear of being seen, fear of visibility, all these kind of what I call limitations that a lot of healers, energy workers have. So there's true power there. There's real true power, and it's only if you face it that's when you see the actual power of it. And the card, you could make this up. Compassion release. Yeah. And what that means, just to what I'm talking about there, is compassion releases, that you have to bring it forward with compassion and not attachments. Don't be attached to it, because a lot of us have the shame or the guilt because that's what we were shown when we were young kids. So a lot of us have that, but we're going to go through that today. Before that, I'd just like to thank the people who signed up. I was doing my meditation this morning, and 3 sign-ups from the VIP. All VIP, just so you know, guys, I do this every time. I do an experiment, a challenge, whatever we call them. All my VIP funds, 100% go to CHAB, which is Cambodia, Humanity Across Without Activity Borders. I always get that bit wrong. I'm a European fund manager for them. And it isn't just some air in the wind charity that I actually met the schools, the village, the people in the village, and the director myself, and we decided that I would raise funds for them because they were very poor in a third world country, but so humble, beautiful people. You can learn more at the Humanity Cambodia website, .org. I think it's Humanity. I should know, it was me that designed it. Humanitycambodia.org, yes. You'll get it there. If you want to sign up for VIP, we have, and what you get in VIP is you get a 30-minute call with me, and it's just like an intuitive guidance, a reading that you get. I'll just tune into your energy and see what's actually going on for you. But there's a lot of information comes through with that. There's also a hologram healing course and a wealth audio that you'll get for that, all for $44, which, as I say, whole of it goes to CHAB. And what CHAB actually, he sent me an email. I always ask him, what do you need? What do you need? What is needing? So he's sent me an email basically saying a lot of school supplies are running very low because I haven't really done any funding for them for a good few months actually. So school uniforms is always the time of year, so 135 sets of school uniforms we need. So you can imagine the cost of that. And he's also asking for those bicycles for the poor children. However, I says to him, you may not get all that, but we'll certainly try. Yeah. So it'd be great if you sign up for that. It's going to a real good cause. You'll see, because I'll put it in school when they do receive the what it is that they get, the supplies or the school uniforms. So that would be great also. So tell me, let me know in the comments, how did you feel after yesterday? What actually happened for you yesterday? Was there any aha moments? Was there any insights that you had from yesterday? so that we can really, before we go into the gate of power. And today I also would like to, hello Annie, hello Alexandra, how you doing, Leonie? And obviously Lloyd. Good to see you here. And also, and look at that, 11:11 on my my thingy here. Brilliant. Hello, Annie. You're on YouTube as well, or did you come over to school? Good to see you. Anyway, let me just see if we've got any comments here. No comments in the chats. Perfect. Let's go. Before we go with the gate of power, I just want to go through a few things that I felt you needed to know about before we go into today. And I just want to, what happens is when we are, we've got our passion, we've got our mission. Sometimes we don't even have it. Sometimes we're stuck and we just can't move forward. We're just in that treacle, I call it, the tension. And sometimes we just can't move forward. We're just stuck there, and it's bloody hellish when we're stuck there. Thankfully, I'm out the other side of it, because regardless of where you are in your evolution, or how much work you've done, or how much of your your spiritual work you've done, you'll always go through the chico. It'll always come up. It just comes up in stages. Yeah. So just be aware of that. Now, the physical body. Now, sometimes where your authority gets trapped, what we worked on yesterday was sometimes it's in the spine and the nervous system. And this is sometimes why you get stuck. So the authority, it lives in the spinal column. It's your energetic backbone. And actually, if you feel that you're not living in your authority, a really good practice is to just imagine that you've got an energy bar, and you're putting that energy bar from the top of your head to the bottom of the spine, and you're just bringing the energy bar into the full spine, and you're just allowing that energy bar to go in and out, it's like a pulse, that energy bar, and that will help that authority. It'll help that unstickiness, that trickle as you go forward. Because when the authority is suppressed, your spine is literally contracting. So what you're doing is you're creating compression patterns, and you're just going through the loop. Yeah. And your vagus nerve, your body's authority, over stress response, that becomes dysregulated. So just be aware of that. Yeah. And also your shoulders. If your shoulders are rolling forward and your chest collapses inward, that's a physical shrinking. So if you're doing that right now, get those shoulders back. It's a physical shrinking of your presence, of your authority. So if you ever see yourself doing that, that's what you're doing. And just, because you can't not be in your authority if your shoulders are back and your head's high, because the body keeps the score. Be aware of that. And the muscular holding patterns is throat, chronic tension. I've been going through a karmic, really, really tough karmic contract with the ancestors just now. And as I say, I've come out the other side, thank God. And my jaw was just so tense. I just couldn't get rid of this tense. It's gone now. It's away. Yeah. That's how our body keeps it. The jaw, the clenching of the jaw, the tightness, that's suppressed expression and unexpressed anger. So just be aware of that too. And if you're feeling tight in the pelvis, it's a disconnection from your personal power, that creation, that creative force. And sometimes you feel it in the feet as well, the legs and the feet, actually you're not standing your ground. It's an unstable foundation. So just be aware of those, and also the heart center. If the heart center, you feel that you're closed off from your leadership energy, you'll feel tight around the chest area. Yeah, there'll be a tightness there. That's what's happening in the physical. So, and also your energy. There's your energetic circulation, will be the prana. It just gets stuck in those contracted areas. So, and the best way I find to do it is tap it, tap it out and stretch it out. Because energy can't flow through the central channel, i.e. spine, if there's energetic leaks. Yeah? So before we go into it, we're just going to bring our power back to us. So just, and I always think it's a really good practice to get yourself into before you do anything, is just I always feel closing your eyes or have your eyes at peripheral vision. So there's a blur if you don't like to close your eyes. And just take your attention to the spiritual cord and just breathe. 3 nice big deep breaths in. And you're just bringing the energy that's all around you, that's always there. You're just becoming aware of it. Remember, focus. And just bring that energy in. Through, down the spine, through those energy centers. And we're just going to have the heart center open. And sometimes if you have difficulty opening this heart center, think of someone or something that you absolutely love. Your pets are really good for this. Your children. Your friends. Even our parents. And that helps open the heart even more. And just breathe. And you're just going to call back your energy that anybody's taken, knowingly or unknowingly, 100%. You're calling it all back. You're calling your power back. Now, some of you may feel it going into the sacral, the solar plexus, even the root, sometimes even the throat. Doesn't matter where it's coming back in. It's where you're sealing up those energy leaks. And just come back in to your power. Breathe in. And take a nice big deep breath as it all comes back. You bring back that 100% your energetic power that people maybe take knowingly or unknowingly. Feel the power come back in. And then you're going to give any energy that you've taken from people knowingly or unknowingly, because we all do it, me included, and you're just going to send that back. But this, you're going to transmute the energy. You're just going to give it to source. And I just call my angels, my spirit team, and I just hand it to them. Just setting that intention is enough. Because you're an empath, you're a light worker, you're an energy worker if you're here. And this is what we do. We take people's pain. But the thing is, what a lot of people do is they take that pain as their own and they don't transmit the energy. Beautiful. And look at that, there's a hummingbird right outside my window. That's not a spiritual bird, I don't know what is. Signs are all around you, folks. And just taking that energy and just expanding your energy along the spine, up and down, and just expand it out. And now just ground your energy in. Into Mother Gaia, into Earth. And just expand that heart even more. And then just come back into the present moment, feeling lighter. And just check into the body, just to see if there's anything that feels tense or, tight. No attachments, just loosen it. Beautiful. Come back in to the sun. Beautiful. So today, let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Because I always think you always feel a lot lighter. Feather could be from a crackle. That's Alexandra, isn't it? Yes, it is. I need to look that up, Alexandra. Thank you. So, Anna, I can't see anyone. No. So, if you're on YouTube, honey, you won't be able to see anyone. If you're in school, you will be able to see the people that's in school. Yeah, so that's why. YouTube, you can't see anybody there. Okay, honey? You've just went into YouTube, that's all. But that's good. That's good. So the Gaia power is we're transmuting hidden wounds into superpowers. And the second Gaia is darker. As I say, we hold these things of overgiving, and I know I certainly do. The caretaker, the burnout, the fears of being seen. We hold them, and whenever we feel contracted to hide pain, this becomes a concentrated power source. So just let that sink in for a minute. So when we are in pain, even if it's unconscious and we're in pain, in the physical body, it gets stuck. And what happens is our power source becomes diluted. So if you've had years of holding tension to create, that energetic density, think about how the body is, how the energy is, and what you're doing with your power. It's becoming diluted. So when we release this compressed energy, it really you become magnetic. Your presence becomes magnetic because you're releasing the energy that's actually making you stuck. And it's all about taking responsibility, because what is ever going in here is reflective of your 3D. It really is. I mean, I can't say this enough of how reflective it is. Because if you've got someone, a thing going on with a family member, as I said, as I did, I had a karmic lesson the contract that I had to do with my sons. It goes back to my mother, to their mother, to their mother, to their mother. It was as long as I can remember, speaking to family, it went way back, way back. And you're here to annul that, to release that karmic contract. And when you're going through it, and this is when you know that contract has ended. Because whatever has been stuck in your 3D world, and mine, the thing that was stuck was, well, my son never phoned me. Mother's son did, but this one particular son who I was very close to, you were lucky if it was a week or 2 weeks that we didn't speak to each other. This was 8 months. It was unheard of. Unheard of. That's how I knew it was a karmic. As soon as that was released, bang, I got a phone call. Didn't have to do anything. Got a phone call. So that's how you'll know. The 3D world will show you, because it is reflected. So if you, and also remember this, that your body literally learns to generate more power from the wound site. Isn't that fucked up? Pardon my French. Yeah? But it really is. So wouldn't it be better for us to see that wind as a superpower where we can actually generate more power into us living that life that we desire, that we love? Yeah? And what we're going to do today is we are going to really look at your wound as your map, yeah? Because your wound isn't a weakness. It is a doorway to your power. And we've been taught that we need fixed, we're broken, we're this, we're that. Yeah, we need to move our focus, because remember we started with the focus, first of all, yesterday. And when you drop that focus, and I spoke about yesterday about energy management and time management, and there's a big, huge difference. So I'm going to give you an example. Time management. You say you take an hour from your lunch, or you take say for instance, you take an hour and you spend it with dinner with your family. So that's time management. But at that, and you spend that hour with your family. But what about if you're in that with that hour of your family, and but your mind's elsewhere? You're just elsewhere, or you're on your phone. You're not actually with the energy. Your focus is not on the energy of the family. So what actually happens is your energy time. So you've got your time management, energy management, and your energy management is very low. So this is what I mean by focus, is because we're training ourselves. And what I find a lot of in the spiritual realm is there's a lot of ungroundedness, where they go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And basically what happens is your energy management is off. Yes, fine going to the next thing, but keep the focus, keep that ball in the air, so that even when you're, and try it, even when you're speaking to people, or you're even doing something, or there's, how many times do we, and I know being an entrepreneur, I'll have 100, maybe slight exaggeration, but maybe 20, applications on my laptop at once, going from one to the other. And I wonder why I forget, what am I doing? What am I actually doing here? I'm just went from one website to the next, and I've forgotten what I'm doing. No wonder, because that energy management is slightly off, And actually, see, when you start using that focus, you'll see a massive difference. Massive difference. So we're going to be working with the feminine and the masculine today. We're going to be working with the physical and the emotional holograms. I'm going to show you where the power is hidden, because you know all this, yeah, even if it's unconscious. Your body knows, and your emotional hologram knows, and definitely your feminine and your masculine, know this as well. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we do that, I want to speak about the Oracle Code because it's really, really important for consciousness. It's really soul-led, the Oracle Code, and how the Oracle came about. Before we get into talking about the Oracle Code, was I was traveling last year, I think 2023 actually, when I first started, and we were going to Cambodia. I didn't even want to go to Cambodia, which is bizarre. And we were going to Cambodia, and yet Cambodia, all the places I went to and have been since, it just blew out the park. If you've never been to Cambodia, please go. The energy there is off the scale. So when people say to you that, we've got to be really in high vibe, and we've got to be in a real frequency energy, and we for us to be connected to spirit and blah 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 and all the rest of it, I'm going to actually say that is absolute fucking bullshit. And why I'm going to tell you that's bullshit is because I had an argument with Dave. He was shouting anger at me. I can't even remember what it was about, if I'm being honest with you. So I was pissed off. Let's just say that. And I always, when I go to temples, and I've traveled to many ancient sites, many ancient temples, some of the well-known ones, some that nobody knows, the least known. And I always, it doesn't matter what kind of temple, it could be the Shan temples, it could be the Cambodians, it doesn't matter. I always sit at the front of the temple, and I just sit there for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and I just take in the energy. It's just something I've always done. So I just take in the energy. And remember, I'm pissed off, I'm really just had an argument, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just sitting there and I'm just tuning in. And at the side of me, I just see this energy. And by the way, the Trump Temple, probably said it wrong, it's the Tomb Raider Temple in Cambodia. This temple, I'd been there a few days before, and I'd sat in this space, and I just meditated. I just felt that I needed to sit in this space, and there's people just going past me, back and forward. Dave was looking at me as if I wasn't right in the head, but you know me by now, I don't bother. So, but I felt this real need to go back, and I'm sitting outside the temple, and I feel this energy, and there's thousands of people that go, millions actually, because I think we went in the March, and the time we were in the March, there's about over 300,000 of people from January had been to this temple. So you can imagine how busy it is. It's really, really busy. No wonder. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm sitting outside this temple, and I feel this energy, and it's a real grounded power energy. It's a real, I don't think I've ever come across an energy like this. Yeah. So me being me, I'm just looking and I'm looking, and I look at Dave, and I go to him, do you feel that? And he went, and his hairs on the back of his arms were, it was all goosebumps and all the rest of it. So I knew I wasn't going off my head. And he just looked at me and shook his head like, oh, here she goes again. Yeah. So I'm tuning into this energy. And by the way, after that energy, I just want to say this before, because I'll forget. There was a butterfly came and just landed on Dave's finger, and was there for a good minute on his finger. It took long enough for me to get the camera out and take a photo of the butterfly because of the energy. Yeah, it was mental, surreal, very surreal. Reminded me of Wayne Dyer and his friend with the butterfly. Anyway, so there's this energy, and I tune into the energy. And I'm tuning into the energy, and I just asking him the energy. It wasn't male and it wasn't female. It was just a really grounded energy. And I just tuned in and asked what it was doing there, And then it basically was a gatekeeper of the temple. And that gatekeeper of the temple was Well, that temple was 9th century. So it shows you how long that energy had been there. Now, this is huge bricks and trees going into all the the temples. It's run by trees, because the trees are the temples, because they've grown into it. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. And I said to him, why are you still here? Why are you still, at this temple? And it was basically because there was the secrets were held in this temple, and those secrets could either save humanity or kill humanity. And I was just like asking loads and loads of questions, as I do. I'm a very curious person. Probably why I do what I do. And I'm just asking all these questions. And I says, can you show me? No answer. So I took that as a no. Yeah. And I must have been there what felt like forever. And it was seconds that this was going on. So anyway, I get the energy, and I'm just in awe. I'm totally buzzing. You can imagine I'm absolutely buzzing after being, in the energy of anger and all the rest of it. And I'm buzzing. I'm going around the temple, and we went a different way this time. And we went around the outer skirt of the temple. Now remember, there's over 300,000 people at this temple in 3 months. So that's 100. You can say 100,000 a month. So that shows you how busy. And we're coming around. And when we're coming around the temple, there's nobody here, which is eerie. Is mental. That's just really eerie. And as I've said to you, the trees are in they're grown into the rubble. So, and the trees are all like that. There's this one tree that's actually sitting itself, just sitting itself, which is rare around this temple. And as we're going, the leaves on the trees is just softly falling off this tree. All these leaves are just falling off the tree. And I look around, and there's no wind, and there's no other leaves falling off the other trees that are around. And I look at Dave and I go, do you see that? And he went, it's freaking me out. He's off ski. He's away. Yeah. And as soon as I said that, it stopped. The leaves stopped falling. So I knew, because I felt the energy of that gatekeeper with me again, and I knew that the secret had to be somewhere here where it was. So I just plunked my arse down, and there's nobody here. There's nobody. For the length of time we were there, and I just started meditating. I just started connecting with the temple, connecting with the energy of the gatekeeper, connecting with the what this secret was. And the next thing, I feel the gatekeeper next to me, and I just say to the gatekeeper, is this where it is? And it was on the other side of this wall, this thing. He says, but there's so much rubble, nobody will ever get to it. So I mean, I get it. I totally get it. And the next thing, there's just this download that comes through my spiritual cord, and my whole body starts to shake. And there's tears coming down my body. I mean, literally, my whole body is shaking. And this is how the Oracle Code was born. Because after this, we went round the other side to see, and you could feel the energy. And if anybody wants to feel the video of, because I took a video of this energy that was around, and actually when I'd been there a few days prior, was the exact spot that I felt I needed to meditate at. I mean, you couldn't make it up. It was exact, and this temple's huge. It's absolutely huge. So the Oracle Code is a soul, for want of a better word, it's a soul-led practice. If you feel the calling, and if you feel in your heart, in your solar plexus, because it's your soul that's calling this, it's not your mind. If you feel that pull, book the call, because the wheel we're on just now, this is a big thing we're doing for humanity, for the unconscious, for the consciousness of the planet, is we're calling in the energy workers, the light workers, to bring this to our planet, to help our planet, not only for the humans, but for our land and for our animals. And this is what they're showing me, to help raise the energy of the planet by using simple practices that really help you remember who the fuck you are, who your power is. Because that's what we're doing here, is we're remembering who you are. Yeah. And because there's always, your soul knows, but sometimes our limitations, our patterns, or whatever actually keeps us stuck. Yeah. And what this program does is it helps you, not only it helps yourself, but it helps you help others too. But first and foremost, it's always the self. And it's showing you what actually is out there, because we work with the galactic councils, we work with the spirit team, the light beings. It's in a very safe, protected, sacred space. And we actually work with those beings, where we do hologram healing, because you've got 4 bodies. You've actually got 5, but we work with the 4 bodies. And we I show you how to diagnose where there's something going on with those 4 bodies. And we practice that with each other. Then we go into the medbed healing. There's a lot more than this. I'm just skimming through it. And we do medbed healing, where we work with the Sirius in the 9th dimension, and we show you the spiritual dimensions, how we go through them. It's a real powerful, let's just say, advanced program. And this is why I like people to have a call with me first, just so I can check on their energy, make sure that they're in the right place for it, because you will get change. There will be change within your evolution, because of the way that this program is. And we're getting even tighter this round of what the spirit team has shown me what to do with it, is because, and it's more, you'll be working more with each other with that. And then we go into the soul grid. And the soul grid is where all your evolution is. It's where you will see your creation, your passion, your whatever it is, and maybe going into there to release those contracts and things like that as well. Also, we do DNA recalibration, we open the evolution chakra. There's other things that go on in there. I'm not going to go into them, but I just want to give you a few things of there. If this speaks to you and you feel that soul pull, because you've got to feel the soul pull. Don't half-arsely say, because, I'm going to do this, there's another one to tick off. It isn't that kind of program. And there's people I don't accept because they're just not in the right place, but I will tell them what they need to do in order to get on. But it's a certain type of person, and we're looking for leaders. We're looking for people who are energy workers or light workers, who are ready to help the consciousness of the planet, because that's what we're doing. Because remember, when you change your light, your trajectory, and you remember who you really are, you're helping your family, you're helping your friends, you're helping the planet, you're even helping your animals. So just be aware of that. And if you this speaks to you, I will put a link. Let me just get that link, because I don't want to go on too much about it. Looking at the time, I've gave myself a certain amount of time to speak about it. I could speak all day about it, as the guys will tell you, because I know what's coming with it. I'm showing so much. They've not even hit all that yet, which is amazing. Where is it? I don't even have the bloody link. Let me 2 minutes. I'll put the link in the school, and let me just put this here. I'll get it from here. Before we go on to day 2, and do the practice. what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do here. So you can read more about it. And here it is there. And is there? School won't let you in, Anna. Have you signed in? Because you've got to sign in first for you to be able to get on there. But you're fine here. You're okay here on YouTube. Yeah? There you go. And as I say, I've put the link in so you can actually look at it in the certification. It's lifetime access, guys, because as the guys will tell you, I mean, oh, there's Anna there. She's here. I'm looking at YouTube there and seeing that. The guys who have done it, put in the comments, you know, for Leonie or whoever else who will be watching this, how it changed and kind of blew your minds as well, you know. Yeah, my mind went away there, so it did. Let's get back onto it. Anyway, you'll hear more about it because I'll put more in there in the school. And I'm also doing, after this experiment, so we're finished tomorrow, and then I'm traveling again. I'm off again on the 30th. So Tuesday I start traveling, and I don't get into Venice till the Thursday. So it's a long ass travel I've got ahead of me. But it's on the 3rd. I'll be doing a masterclass, and that masterclass will be on YouTube only. And it's for how to, we're working even deeper with the ancestors and the land and the self. And it is at 7 p.m. UK for the masterclass, if you want to go deeper. Just put that here just so I remind myself what I've said. Okay, so let's go. And if you're watching this on replay, please reach out if you need be. Be great to have a call there. And by the way, VIP, you do get a 30-minute call when I read your energy. There's a lot of information can come from that if you sign up for VIP, and all funds go to chat. Okay, let me just get my stuff ready. Let me just just trying to share my screen. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Give me a wee minute. Am I in the right place? No. I've got too many screens here. That's what it is. Here it is. Perfect. Okay. So the lineage gates, yeah? Let's go through on the day. Day 1 was the authority, activation, rite of passage, you know, where we really did stand in your authority with the, and ask for the authority from the ancestors. And by the way, really, what I would do there is, now that you've connected with those ancestors at a deep level like that, the infinity loop that I use, the infinity symbol that I use when I do that, I always use the infinity symbol with the ancestors. And the reason for me doing that is because it's a completed cycle. And that's why I use the infinity symbol. It's just a completed cycle, you know, from there to the present. Yeah, past, present, future. And I always see the present as the bit that goes in the middle. It's just the way I've always worked. So I was shown this by my spirit team to do that. Yeah. So remember, the wound is your map. So without me going, we're going to go into the technique of what I'm going to show you here. So what I want you to do is I want you to go right to your spiritual cord. And you're just going to breathe. Breathe in. You're just going to go down into your heart space again. Beautiful. Now, because your heart space is already open, it should be nice and easy now. And you're in your full energy. And what you're going to do is you're going to call forward the masculine energy. Now, the masculine's always on the right side. Now, when I call my masculine forward, I actually see Big Chief, who I used to always look at him as my spirit team, but actually, when I really went deep, it was actually my masculine was Big Chief, which is beautiful. And no wonder that Big Chief's been away for so long. Yeah. So it could be, a figure. It could even be a metaphor. It could even be, you could see the masculine as someone you know. Beautiful how it works. And I just want you to connect to that masculine just now. And you're just going to ask the masculine, how are you? Is there anything I need to know right now that I don't know? And just sit with the masculine. Now, if nothing's coming forward for you, that's good too. Just ask the masculine, why the hiding? Don't overthink it, because you will get an answer. Just listen, just be patient. And if the masculine's silent, I always ask the masculine to give me a metaphor that I will understand. What I need to know that I don't know. Now, sometimes my masculine just even gives me an emotional cue. And what I mean by that is sometimes I just get a thumbs up, everything's good. Or sometimes I get a cheer. Or sometimes I get that the masculine just won't stand up because he's knackered, he's tired. I've tired him out. And just thank the masculine for coming forward. And some of you, even if you're watching this in replay, some of you, this will be the first time that you've connected with your masculine. So I'd advise you, if that is you, Have a daily practice where you are connecting to them. Because now, and just thank the masculine for coming forward. I always show gratitude. And now we're going to ask the feminine to come forward. And just listen. Have no attachments. Sometimes when people do this work, it can bring tears, it can bring energy releases. Don't push it down. Allow whatever needs to come up, because sometimes we hold on to things so long that when we do connect to the feminine and the masculine, as soon as we connect to them, it could be released just by you listening. And you're just going to ask the feminine the same question. What do I need to know that I don't know? And just listen. And just thank the feminine. And just ask the feminine and the masculine, how can I obtain more balance so that I can own my superpower? What do I need to do to become more balanced? Now, sometimes you don't need to do anything. Stillness is sometimes the things you need to do. And us in the 20th century find that quite hard sometimes to be in stillness in the inner world. Beautiful. And don't have any attachments to it. And now we're just going to call forward the inner child now. And again, we're just going to listen. Listen to the inner child, because you're going to allow the feminine and the masculine to embrace your inner child. Because sometimes that inner child, all he or she needs is to be held. And we're going to ask the same question to the inner child. What do I need to know that I don't know? And this is specifically aimed at your superpowers. Beautiful. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to now thank the inner child, the feminine and the masculine. And you're just going to ask them to help you. And what we're going to do is we're just going to call forward our physical hologram. Now, how you see this is it could be just yourself, you see. It could be an outline of the physical body. It could also be like a mini you, because everybody's psyche works different. You could also just have a feeling. And what I do is I just see it in front of me, as if there's a exact replica standing in front of me, of myself. And we want it to represent the physical body. And just look, just check it out. And what I'd like you to do is you're just going to ask this physical body and just see, before we ask it, just see, is there any denseness or, heavy colors, or do you see anything there that you think, oh, I wonder what that is? Don't have any attachments to it. You're just scanning. Now, some of you may actually feel it within your physical body. That's okay too. And if that's you, just allow that feeling to come out of the physical body and just see it outside the body. And we want to go to wherever we see a denseness or a heaviness, as you scan. Because your intuition is very on point, That is a superpower. And just going to connect and just ask, what is the shadow here? What are you keeping hidden from the self? Because owning your shadow, it removes all pretense. And your vulnerability becomes your authority. And just because it's a physical hologram, Just see, is there anything, that's literally stored in tissues or organs or the energy centers, Because the physical hologram shows you where power is literally stored. And it will show you where specific areas where wound energy can be activated as gift energy. Because remember, we are all paradoxes. Every single person is a paradox. If you feel one thing, you'll feel the opposite of that. And what we want to do now is we want to scan this and just ask the feminine, the masculine, and the inner child, because they've got a lot of gifts to give you too. And we're going to ask the masculine to come forward to reveal the gift that's hidden inside your most challenging feeling that's held within the physical body. Don't overthink it. Leonie, I'm feeling your throat. Your throat there's a energy that's in your throat. So what I would say here is just go to that throat area and just ask, if you haven't already, what's the gift here? Lloyd, yours, I'm getting your solar plexus. Is to do with your power. And I'm just connecting to that just to see, to give you some insight. It's to do around vulnerability. Allowing yourself to be more vulnerable, be more seen. So what you're still holding on to, that there's possible judgment from your peers. There's something you're holding back there. Alexandra, I'm going right to your third eye. The energy around here. But it's actually the Anya above the third eye, because we have two energy centers here in pranic healing. And I know you're very spiritual and you're very intuitive, so why are they sending me here? It's literally being seen. So there's a what's the gift in you hiding? What's the gift in you hiding? It says you'll know what I mean by that. What's the gift? And Leonie, what's the gift in you not speaking your truth, my dear? Beautiful. And just thank the physical and the masculine for helping you see what you needed to see, because we're going to bring in the emotional hologram. Now, usually the emotional hologram is what I see is just like an auric field, an energy field of color. And you're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to bring the feminine forward to just scan and show you if there's anything stuck within your energy field. Is there any self-abandonment, any people-pleasing? And I'm talking about compulsive people-pleasing here. And usually when we're empathic, light workers, our superpower is we can read a room. We can really read people. And that's the superpower we've got for our trauma. And if you've got a terror of being seen and you're chronic hiding from others, the superpower here is the ability to see and call forth others who are hiding. Because I used to have that one. You wouldn't think it now, but I did. No. Addiction is another one. A superpower here is you can help others through the darkness because you've already been there. Have that one too. So the gift becomes a living proof that healing is possible. And the gift from terror of being seen, the shadow, that chronic healing is, you can create safety for people to reveal their authentic selves, their true selves. Or what about if you have the rejection, the abandoned? There's deep abandonment wounds, trust issues. That superpower can create unshakable belonging for others. So what this gift is, you help build communities where everyone's too much or too woo-woo is welcome. And all you're doing here is you're just seeing what the shadow is. And what is the gift? What's the superpower? Allow the feminine, and maybe even the masculine will come forward. Allow the feminine to help you here as we walk through this gate with your superpower, the gate of power. And we're going to bring in the inner child because the inner child wants to play. And usually when the inner child comes in like that, what I'm getting is stop being so serious about the self. Play more. And just come back into the self. And just see those physical and emotional holograms. Is that whatever you've seen is shifted, is changed. It's either a different color or a different density, or it's not there at all. And now what we're going to do is we're going to merge the physical and the emotional hologram together to feel the superpowers activate. And you, at this stage, you only want one just now. You may have more, but we're just looking for one just now. And the reason for doing this is because we want the wound to stop being something that happened to you. We want it to be something that is developed your unique capacities to serve, to help. Just get that gift. And what I'd like you to do is just bring those holograms back into the physical body now. in the present moment, your physical actual body, or you even step into it. But you're merging it all, so the physical and the emotional hologram is merging into your physical body. Same with the feminine, the masculine, and the inner child. And just know that that safe space within the self, that superpower, what one bold action do you need to take from that superpower? What is the gift here? And now you're just going to say, I own my superpower. My body and emotions fuel my leadership. Because owning your superpower is not about fixing what is broken. It's about recognizing that nothing was ever broken in the first place. The wound was the doorway. The gift was waiting for you all along. Love that. If only I'd known that many years ago. And now just take a nice big deep breath in. And out. And just know that your wound is your map. There is always power that's hidden. And owning it turns unbroken and it fixed into this is my superpower. And your wound equals your superpower. When you own it, your presence leads. And just say, I own my superpower. Beautiful. And just come back into the present moment. Nice big stretch. I always do the Havening technique of when I've done deep work like that, because that is deep work you've just done. And I just stroke as if I'm giving myself a big hug. Just give yourself a big hug. Yeah. Beautiful. How did that go for you guys? Was that good? Was it, did you tell me what you've got? Did you get anything? Did anything come through? What is your superpower? What did you see? Stop that screen share. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Great to hear what you've got. It's a really powerful practice, this. And the thing is, when we're working at this level, if you'll know if you have a negative effect on something within the self, a shadow, a feeling, because your body will constrict, it'll tense, it'll go tight, and that's how you'll know if there's a you know, the shadow is maybe keeping you stuck. And what to do there is you just connect to it and just ask, bring in the feminine or the masculine or the inner child or the three of them, and you just bring because they'll help you uncover what the gift, what the superpower of that shadow is. Because there's always a gift there, always. And the beauty of is what most people do when they never access the shadow superpower is they keep the wound as a victim story instead of them owning it as a source of power. I know back in my 20s, 30s, that certainly was me. I kept that wound as a victim story. I blaming others, not taking responsibility because I didn't know any better. Yeah. Or you try and heal or fix the wound. And that's what I see a lot of people trying to do. They try and heal or fix the wound. And what you need to do is you need to integrate it as fuel. Yeah. Or the hide the shadow emotion. This used to be me. I was terrible for this. Instead of letting it become the superpower, especially when it was shame or guilt or, not anymore. Or they see the wound as their weakness. So they'll hide it even more instead of a unique strength. Yeah. So Lloyd says, I felt a lot of frustration not showing up in expression emotionally, what I am holding on to, what I am scared of. Yeah, you're it's power for you. It's a power, something to do with power and vulnerability, judgment. It's like you're not standing in your power, Lloyd, for fear of judgment or being vulnerable. That's kind of what I'm getting there. And I know you're doing your 100-day lives, which is amazing, by the way. I absolutely love it. I think it's great what you're doing. It really is. Because, by the way, by the end of the 100-day lives, you'll have it cracked. You will. Keep going. Consistency is key. So it's interesting because you are being visible. So what I would ask there is, I'm just tuning into your energy, Lloyd. What I would ask there is, how can I be more visible? How can I be more visible? And you're in your power. Because there's definitely something there about that. Yeah. Brilliant, Anna. Yeah, it's amazing work, isn't it? It is. I just love it. I love doing all that stuff. I just think it's just amazing where there's so much things and powers and shadows and all the rest because we're paradoxes. Thank you, honey. Thanks, Anna. That was amazing. Yeah, thank you. I love it. I absolutely love it. And these are just simple practices that you can use. Yeah, really simple practices. So tomorrow we will be looking at the gate of alignment. This is where your energy leads. So tomorrow we'll be looking at where the feminine and the masculine unite, your intuition sharpens, and your legacy opens. So you'll be fully into the future self of your lineage, because it's always there. Yeah, because what we're going to do is we're going to align the nervous system tomorrow. So we're going to future self vision tomorrow. Yeah, love when we do that stuff. So I do. So Anne says, thanks, Anne, was amazing. They showed me a shell that was my heart, keeping it closed to protect my purity and so much more. Yeah, and you'll find when you do this kind of work as well that metaphors will come up. And if you don't understand the metaphors that come up, what I mean by a metaphor is a symbol, an image, a word, a color. But that's a metaphor. And if there's a metaphor comes up, you don't understand it. This is why I'm very curious. Just ask. Just ask. What does that mean? Anna says, I was taken to a past life where I was the oldest sibling and protecting them from a violent, abusive dad who killed me. Wow. It's okay being there before, but it was because I'm hiding. It's survival. So what was the gift, Anna? What was the gift you got? What was the superpower you got from that? Same with you, Annie. What was the superpower you got from it? And you too, Lloyd. What was the superpower that you got? Courage. Oh, that's a good one, Anna. That's a good one. The gift of love. When you don't judge, you will understand the meaning of symbols. When you don't judge, you will understand the meaning of... Yeah, it's true. I had to say that twice to get that one. Gift of love. So the fact that you got that was Alexandra. So Alexandra, the gift of love, and I got your Anya. You know, it wasn't the third eye; it was above the third eye. As I say, that's in pranic healing. The fact that you got the gift of love there is what I want you to do is when you think of being seen, go into the heart space and bring the masculine into they're just showing me something here, Alexandra. Give me just 2 minutes. Something definitely to do with the masculine. So the masculine's coming forward, and the masculine is, so this is what, I'm just going to tell you what I'm seeing. So the masculine is coming forward, and the energy from the gift of love. Now, they're showing me the whole of the energy centers. So it's not just in the heart center. The gift of love is everywhere in your field. So they're showing me that gift of love is when you think of being seen or doing anything for your business, Alexandra, yeah? Let's put it into practical here. When you're doing anything for your business and that contraction comes in, you've got to go into that feeling of love so that you can move forward. Does that make sense? So Annie says, my superpower is accepting people as they are. As my shadow was, I'm not allowed to be myself, being an inflow and playful. Oh, that is brilliant, Annie, because that is so true. Playful and not limited by rules. Yeah. Very beautiful, beautiful. I just love this work. Let me see if anybody's done anything over here. Good. Okay, so same time tomorrow, 7 p.m. UK time, and there'll be an email that comes for that. Really look forward to seeing you. And as again, thank you for all you that signed up for VIP. It really does warm my heart. That all goes to, because it's all about giving. Annie, you'll know that with us doing the spiritual retreat in Bali and how good that felt when we had those. There's a wee story I'm going to tell you actually. I did a 5-star spiritual retreat in Bali last year, invite only, and I don't do it for profit. I just people pay what I get, what the rooms are, and I always get a wee deal for them and what have you. So it's not like thousands and thousands of pounds like you do see spiritual retreats, but because it's invite only, it's an intimate group that I bring forward, and the reason I do it like this is because at the end I ask people to bring a gift, something they want to auction. And basically we auction our own personal things, you know, and we raised over £2,000 at the auction. And just as the auction finished at the Bali retreat, I had an email from Bona, who's the director of CHAB, saying the funds were at zero. And we had just, raised $2,000 for them, which gets them huge. They were needing mosquito nets, and it was giving them teacher bonuses and all the rest of it. That's a lot of money to Cambodians. They were able to do a lot with that, and every one of us were just so in awe. How synchronicity that email came through, wasn't it right, Annie? Yeah, Annie says, amazing time we had, so powerful. I'm so impressed. Still so impressed. Yeah, it's good. It's a brilliant retreat. Anyway, guys, I've kept you a wee bit longer today. A wee bit what today the day. See you later. If the Oracle code, you're watching this on replay, and the Oracle code really you felt that soul pull, have a recall. There's no, it's not a sales call. It's nothing like that. It's just really having a wee chat with you. Usually takes about half an hour. I just tune into your energy just to see where you're at. And if I feel that you're not ready for it, I'm very generous. So there'll be something that I'll give you that maybe help. And if you are ready for the Oracle code, you do feel that soul pull, we'll take it from there. And there is payment plans there as well, by the way. But you can find more details for it in the Oracle code in the certification, because it is certified. It's by IPHM, International Holistic Practitioners. But I can't remember what the M is. Anyway, but it is certified. It's accredited, high accreditation, and all the rest of it. There's so much more. I'll speak a wee bit more tomorrow. Okay, guys. Thank you. Namaste.